All right, all right, all right. Oh, that is not necessary. Let's see. Let's see. Make sure that this is public. All right, there we go. Hi, guys. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me just make sure I'm fast forward. So today, oh, this is not working. Okay, so today we are starting our series, Hair Growth 101. I'm super excited. If you've been following us on TikTok, then you know that this is a series we've been doing for about 2 months now. And so we are getting into it this year. We are going to learn how to grow our hair. Period. That's it. That's all there is to it. We are going to be learning how to grow our hair in 2026. So this series is designed to teach you everything you need for hair growth. It's going to break it down. We're going to give the full tea. We also have our products that we're going to be talking about as well. And so basically we have a few things to talk about. So we're going to be talking about just, I feel like the top three things that you need to know this year if you're trying to grow your hair. And we actually are going to be dual streaming today. So if you don't know, we also regularly do TikTok shop. So if you want to get any deals or flash sales during this live, I'm gonna need you to head over to our TikTok shop whenever you hear me say there's a flash sale and grab you up something good. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about all this stuff in 2026. All right, so right now, give me 2 seconds because we're gonna go ahead and get our TikTok family on here. So give me 1 second, I have to turn it on manually. 1 second, you guys. So sorry for the pause. Give me 1 second. Sorry. There we go. All right. Oh, this is so exciting. So we have our TikTok family on here, and we have our YouTube family on here today. So the TikTok girlies already know what's up. So we are talking about Hair Growth 101. Happy New Year, you guys. It is officially 2026, and this year our goal is to grow our hair. So for our TikTok family, I'm going to go ahead and pin our first flash sale of the evening. So if you are on YouTube today, then I'm going to need you to head over to our TikTok shop, and we are going to have a flash sale on our leave-in butter right now. I'm going to start you guys off with a really good deal for today. So I'm gonna start you guys off at 28% off. So for the next 20 minutes, our leave-in butter on TikTok Live will be 28% off. I'm gonna go ahead and do that in here. If you're just joining on TikTok, today we are talking about what you need to do to grow hair in 2026. We're gonna break it down. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. All right. Our inventory is limited though. So if you wanna grab our leave-in butter, I highly suggest going ahead and doing it now. Okay? All right. So our flash sale for our leave-in butter is currently live. It is currently 28% off. Well, in about 2 seconds, it'll be 28% off. So if you want to grab it, go ahead. All right. So I want everybody right now to drop in the chat, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on TikTok. Let me know in the chat, what is your 2026 hair growth goal? Because I'm going to let you know right now, if you're just joining, if you want to grow your hair this year, you will be successful 100% if you listen and follow what I say. That's just it. You guys, if you don't know, you know that I have been a social media influencer for a hot minute now. And you guys know that I know how to grow my hair. I've grown my hair once in private, and then I got on social media and grew my hair again publicly. So I have grown extremely long natural hair. I have a hair care line to prove it. We are a specifically type 4 textured line. So I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks specifically for tighter hair textures. And trust me, again, if you listen to me, you will grow longer hair in 2026. That's just it. If you listen to me, your hair will be longer in 2026. But these are the things that you need to understand. If you do not understand these things, this is what's going to keep your hair short. Okay? That's it. That's it. And again, on TikTok live right now, our leave-in butter is currently 28% off. So if you want to go ahead and grab it, go ahead. But we're just going to hop in. So everybody right now, comment what your hair growth goals is. So on YouTube, one of our girlies said maintain hydration. Anybody else? And by the way, we are also streaming on YouTube. So if you ever want to go back and watch this live, 100% get the full thing, it will be on our YouTube channel. She's made by Brittany. We're almost at 200,000 followers, so go ahead and join. All right, so let's get into it. These are the 3 things that you are going to need to know to grow your hair in 2026. They're non-negotiable. This is why your favorite natural hair influencer has long hair and you don't. It's not because of genetics. It's not because you have a certain hair texture. It's not because of this or that. It's simply because they know these things and apply these things regularly and you don't. So let's get into it. All right. So, and again, for those just joining, our leave-in butter is currently 28% off on TikTok. So if you're on YouTube right now and you want to go ahead and grab our leave-in butter for a sale, it's pinned on YouTube, so go ahead and do that. All right. So somebody said to reduce frizz as well. Well, if you're just joining, comment what your hair growth goal is going to be for 2026. Mine is just to get through the year, honestly. I don't really care about my hair at this point. But my goal is to be able to, my goal this year, my hair growth goal is to teach you guys how to grow hair. I want everybody in December 2026 to be like, dang, I watched your content, I was consistent with the products, and my hair actually grew. All right, so the first thing you need to understand is oils do not grow your hair. Period. Oils do not grow your hair. Here's the thing. Science has shown, studies have shown, there is nothing that you can do to physically increase the amount of hair that your follicles already produce. Okay, there's nothing you can put on your scalp. There's nothing you can internally take. There's nothing you can do. How fast your hair grows is genetically determined. That's it. In the same way, you cannot change certain things because of genetics. It's the same way you cannot change how fast your hair grows. For example, your hair color is genetic. You cannot change your hair color naturally. Your hair texture is genetic. You cannot change that naturally, right? And with the same way, how fast your hair grows is genetic. Some people genetically grow half an inch of hair. Some people could genetically grow a quarter of an inch of a hair a month. Like, everybody's different. That's something you can't change. So putting oil on your scalp is not going to grow your hair. So if your plan in 2026 going into it was to put oil on your scalp and be like, that's my hair growth routine, your hair will stay short and you'll stay what? Bald-headed. My girlies on YouTube can't see this, but it's bald-headed, okay? So if you want to grow hair in 2026, the first thing you have to understand is oils won't grow your hair. Viral products are not going to grow your hair. That is not the way your hair growth is going to work. You have to get out of that mindset of a viral product equals growth. Because here's the real tea and here's the real reality. The same way, you can't just work out and expect to lose weight. It's working out, it's eating right, it's sleeping, it's lowering your cortisol, it's all these other factors. That's the same way hair growth works. Hair growth isn't just let me find a viral product, put it on my hair and hope it grows. You will not grow long hair in 2026. That is just not going to work, okay? Now hear me again. If you listen to what I say, you will have longer hair in 2026. And it's not because I'm gonna tell you something secret that's a miracle. It's not because I'm gonna tell you a secret way to do it. I'm gonna give you the real truth and the real tea, even if that means you do not buy anything in front of me, right? Because that is the only way to grow your hair, is for you to be educated about it. Everybody has the capability of growing hair. It doesn't matter your genetics, your hair texture, anything. You can grow your hair. You just have to know how to do it correctly. And you just putting an oil on your scalp is not going to grow your hair. You just saying, oh, I'm going to do rice water this year. That's not going to grow your hair. Having a one-set mindset is not going to grow your hair. Second thing, and by the way, if you're just entering, we are talking about how to have long hair in 2026. So I want you to comment your hair growth goals. Everybody comment your hair growth goals, and you already know how we work. If you want a free product, if you want to enter our giveaway, I'm going to need like a couple thousand likes. So everybody can also go ahead and tap that screen several times if you're in here listening, because we're growing long hair in 2026. And again, these are going to be saved on our YouTube channel. For those you don't know, we're also streaming on YouTube right now live. So if you ever want to go back and watch this full hair growth series, check out our YouTube channel. She's made by Brittany, okay? It's linked in our description. In our bio. Okay, so the second thing you need to know is routine is the only way to grow hair. That's it. Your routine is the only way to grow hair. You will not grow your hair by just using one product or doing one hair growth trend. That's not ever how hair growth works, and that's not ever how it will work. The only way you'll be able to successfully grow hair is if you have a routine. And that routine has to be focused on moisture so that you can retain length. That is the only way you see longer hair. Hair growth is not going to come from you putting something on your scalp and expecting hair to just grow like that. If hair growth oils truly worked, your hair would have been long. If it was really that simple, everybody's hair would have been long. If the only way to grow your hair is to just put oil on your scalp and just expect to have super long hair, your hair would be long by now. But it's not. You're still what? Bald-headed. And it's because you're not thinking about it correctly. The only way to grow hair is to retain length, meaning that once your hair grows from your scalp, it stays on your head. That's the only way. Most people this year have grown an average of 6 inches of hair a year. This year. 6 inches of hair. In 2025, you grew about 6 inches of hair. The reason why your hair does not look longer, if you look back, like in January 2025, if it's the same length or shorter, now it's not because your hair just stopped growing out of your follicles. It's because the hair that grew broke off. That's the only explanation. And 9 times out of 10, hair is going to break off because it's dry. So that means the opposite of dryness is moisture. That means the only way to truly grow your hair is keeping it hydrated, and hydrated hair is going to retain length, and that is how you see growth. That's just the truth. And so that's why your routine has to be focused on hydrated hair, because hydration is the way, the only way to grow hair. So again, let me emphasize, you will not grow long hair this year. You will stay bald-headed. You'll be here December 2026 bald-headed if your plan for growing your hair this year is putting an oil on your scalp. It is not going to work. It never works. It is just not going to happen, okay? The only way to truly grow hair is having a routine dedicated to hydration, because hydration helps you retain length, and length retention is the only thing you control. Length retention is the only thing you can control in your hair growth journey, okay? All right, so we have about 12 minutes left on our flash sale for our leave-in butter. It's currently $18, so it is currently 21% off on TikTok. So if you're on YouTube right now and you want to get our leave-in butter, which is pinned for a lower price, that is the place to go. Holidays are over, people, so if y'all want to sell, the lives are the only place to get it. All right, so let's talk about it. So I'm not just going to tell you to like, get a routine and not teach you how to, like, actually get a routine. So let's talk about it. Okay, make sure I'm straight. Okay, so let's talk about how to build an effective routine for hair growth. This is the only routine that is going to work. If you want to grow hair, listen to me. This is the only way hair will grow, and this is the only way you're going to see growth in 2026. And again, comment what your hair growth goals are in 2026. I want everybody right now to comment what hair type you have and what is your hair growth goal in 2026. I can get you there if it's realistic. If it's not realistic, I'm going to tell you straight out. But it's realistic. For example, if you have shoulder length hair, you will not have waist length hair by the end of 2026. But you will have hair that is several inches longer, okay? So this is the only routine that grows your hair, period. This is the only routine. This is the only thing that it does. So a good routine for growth has 3 parts. That's it. So somebody said their goal was low porosity and long length, period. Anybody else have a goal in 2026? Somebody on YouTube said hydration, maintaining hydration. That's a good goal. Okay, so there are 3 parts. Now this is the difference. This is what you do. You just do one. 9 times out of 10, if your hair is short, it's because you just do one. Your favorite natural hair influencer or your natural hair inspo person, the reason why they have long hair and you don't is because they do 1, 2, and 3. You just do one, and that's why you're bald-headed. But we're gonna fix that, okay? So what you use, most people do this. In order to grow your hair, you have to have products that work for your hair. That's it. Kimber said thicker hair. Anybody else have a hair growth goal in 2026? Let me know in the chat. And also, we will be doing a giveaway once we reach a couple thousand likes. Everybody go ahead and tap that screen if you want a free product. Okay, so what you use, that's very important. You will not have long hair if you don't have products that work for your hair. That's the given, right? So everybody needs, I would recommend a good regimen, right? We have our Refresh shampoo. This is going to hydrate and also clarify your hair. We have our leave-in butter, which is our most popular product, and it's currently 28% off because this is going to keep your hair hydrated. We just talked about the only way to see longer hair is to keep hair hydrated so that you can retain length. That's what your entire routine should be focused on, hydration. The leave-in butter is going to do that. We also have our deep hydration mask, which is our second most popular product, and then we have our essential hair oil. So you need a shampoo, you need a deep conditioner, you need a leave-in that's going to hydrate your hair, you need edge control, stylers, things like that work. And the reason why it's important to have a good styler if you want to grow your hair is if you're somebody that wears your hair out often, if you use a styler, for example, if you do a wash and go and you use a gel that does not give you good results, you're going to have to do your hair over and over and over again until you wash it again. So that's a ton of manipulation. Versus if you find a good gel, which we're working on, 2026 hopefully, when you find a good gel, you can put it on your hair and you can leave your hair alone for a week. That right there in and of itself helps with growth because it helps you to reduce manipulation. So what you use on your hair is very important. So on YouTube, Life with Brit says I have forced hair. I want to focus on hydration and length, period. That is going to help you get growth. If you focus on hydration, you will get length. So what you use is important, right? But here's where y'all go wrong. You only focus on one versus the people that you watch that have long hair. The reason why my hair is as long as it's super long and the reason why it's not short and the reason why yours is short is because I don't just focus on one. I focus on 1, 2, and 3. Like I said, this routine will work for growth. If you do this routine, it will work for growth. Everything I'm telling you in this live, you will have longer hair in 2026. You will have longer hair in 2026, period. If you do what I say, but you have to do everything I say and apply everything I say. Not do some things, not do like half of what I say and then try to do your own thing and try to get hair growth faster. It's not gonna work. This is the only way. Every single person that you see that has long hair does this routine. They have their own different preferences of like products and things like that, but they do these 3 basics. You only do number 1 9 times out of 10. That's why your hair is short. Yes, our products are very good for colored hair. If you check our reposts on TikTok, we work on YouTube. We worked with this really good creator who has bleached blonde hair. Worked beautifully for her. Okay, so what you do. This is what most people don't do, and this is the biggest reason why you have short hair. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 are important. They're all important. You need all of them, but most people do 1. Most people don't do 2, and so they never make it to step 3. Okay, so number 2, what you do. So let me give you an example right here, okay? Yes, you can do sew-ins. So let me give you an example, okay? Just answer this question for me on YouTube or on TikTok. Answer this question. If you go get nachos, right? And let's say you DoorDash nachos. You get your package, you open it up, and you just see chips in there. Is that nachos? Are you going to be happy or are you going to be mad? Let me know in the chat. Are we going to be happy or mad if we order nachos, DoorDash nachos? Y'all know how expensive nachos are with the delivery fees and all that type of stuff. Somebody said be mad. Anybody else? This is going to connect to hair growth, but I like to give examples. Rockstar says be mad. Anybody else on YouTube? Anybody else want to take a stab at it? Somebody says piss off, period. See, exactly. Okay, why? Because a bag of chips is not nachos. Nacho is the cheese, the sour cream, the lettuce, the meat, all that stuff, right? But at the same time, if you just got all the toppings and you got no nachos, you would also be mad. That's how hair growth works, right? Hair growth isn't just a bag of chips, but that's how y'all treat hair growth when you just focus on products. What you'll do is the same way you'd be mad if you just got a bag of chips when you order nachos, you didn't get any of the toppings, it's the same way you do hair growth. You just do one part, but you expect the whole thing. So if you just focus on what products you use, you will not have longer hair because that's a part of it and it's necessary, but it's not the only thing. You focus on finding an oil that you feel like is going to grow your hair because that's a magic formula. That's why your hair is short. You focus on just using rice water because you think that's going to grow your hair. Anyways, I'm sorry. By the way, rice water has no scientific evidence to support actual hair growth. You're just wasting your time and drying your hair out because rice water is protein dense and that's not going to work, okay? So no. You have 6 minutes left on our leave-in butter flash sale. It is currently 28% off if you want to grab it. It's our most viral product. It's going to help keep your hair hydrated, which is going to help you retain length, which is the only way you see longer hair. So if you want to grab it, I will go ahead and do that. Okay, so what you use matters, but it's not the only thing. What you do is what most people don't do, and what I honestly would anticipate this year, you would most likely need to focus on is what you do. Most people do not know how to take care of their hair, and that's why their hair is short. They focus so much energy on trying to find the right products. And don't get me wrong, products do matter. It's in the routine. But they don't know how to use products correctly, and they don't know how to have good hair care practices. For example, a lot of people will spend hundreds of dollars on an oil, but do not know how to wash their hair. You will not grow your hair in 2026 if you do not know how to have a proper wash day routine, regardless of what products you buy. That's just not going to happen. A lot of people will focus on finding the right curl mist or hydration mist, but they do not know how to protect the style correctly. I bet 9 times out of 10, most people who are like, braids aren't for me, will literally do a crappy wash day, blow dry their hair with the heat protectant, maybe not, I don't know, and then go to their braider with no product in, and for 2 months, the only thing they have in their hair is the braiding gel. And then they're like, my hair is always so dry and braids. Yeah, because you didn't put anything on your hair before. You didn't prep your hair properly. A lot of people do not know how to protect the style. A lot of people do not trim at all, or they do not trim correctly. And so they get split ends, and those split ends travel up, and they cause breakage, and that right there is going to hurt your hair growth. So this entire series is going to be teaching you how, like, we're going to be breaking down the do part, basically, because when most people don't know the do part, but this is what most people miss. So you're a natural hair inspo person. By the way, if you're just joining, you have about 4 minutes left. Our leave-in butter is currently 28% off on TikTok. If you're joining us on YouTube, hey, ask any hair growth questions you want throughout the entire thing. I will stop and answer any hair growth questions that you have while we go over this. But the key here is understanding that what you use matters, but what you do to your hair also matters. And then lastly is consistency. And this is where some people most people don't make it to step 2, which is why they never really get to step 3. But if you do make it to step 2, you could also be failing because you also don't do step 3. It's consistency. Sorry, not sorry. It takes years to grow long hair. On YouTube, if you've ever been on YouTube and any natural hair journey that you see, and you notice how they all say 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, because you are not going to grow super long hair in a year if your hair is shoulder length. That's just not possible. The average growth rate is about half an inch a month, which translates to about 6 inches a year. And that doesn't seem like a lot for a year. But let's just say this is year 1, year 2, then year 3. That's like 18 inches of hair. That's a lot of hair added on, but it takes time. And that's not because you're black or our hair grows slow. There's no scientific evidence that's conclusive enough to show that black people grow hair slower. The reason why you think we grow hair slower is just because we have shrinkage. It's harder to see it. That's just it. That's like a fat person, like somebody 400 pounds versus somebody and they need to lose 200 pounds versus someone that is maybe only 10 pounds overweight, right? You're gonna see the difference faster for the person that's bigger because they have more weight to lose. They're both losing weight, but the difference just looks different. So with white people or people with straight hair, it's easier for them to see their growth because their hair is straight, they don't have shrinkage. You have shrinkage. So even though your hair is growing, you're not gonna see it. So it's gonna take years to grow long hair. You have to be consistent with this for years. And I know a lot of you probably just like, no, I came in here because I wanted to buy a viral product or I wanted you to tell me one little secret that's gonna work. And so what you're gonna do, guaranteed, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go and be like, no, I'm just gonna use my hair growth oil and I'm gonna do whatever viral hair growth trend that I saw. You're gonna do that for 6 months, not see any progress, and then find your way back on here when the algorithm just randomly shows our videos to you again, and then you're gonna start being consistent. And you just wasted 6 months, which could have been 3 inches of hair growth and healthy habits for your hair already established, and you could have been like chilling, but now you're gonna have to start over. So instead of doing that, why not just try the right way? Because here's the thing. You wouldn't be sitting in here if your hair was long and flourishing and you had it all together. You're sitting in here because your hair is short or you're not confident in how long your hair is, you want to grow your hair and nothing's working and you don't know how. So maybe just try something different that hasn't worked, okay? Obviously the hair growth oils don't work. The hair vitamins don't work. The random hair growth trends don't work. And they don't work because they don't work. This is the only thing that works. Is establishing a healthy hair care routine with products that work for your hair and doing that consistently for years. That's the only way you're gonna grow hair, okay? Let's see. Hair growth question. Somebody asked me, is botano oil a good sealant? Yes, but any sort of oil can be a good sealant for your hair. Hair growth oils do not work in the sense that you put them on your scalp and it just randomly grows hair, but they do work in the sense that they are occlusives, meaning they help to lock in moisture. Hydration is designed to escape your hair. It's water. Hydration, literally the word of hydration is hydro. Hydro means water. Water is designed to escape your hair. So you have to lock it in so that way it makes it difficult for it to escape and it stays in your hair longer. So if you don't seal in the moisture, that's 9 times out of 10 why you moisturize your hair and the next day you wake up and it's dry. It's not because you didn't hydrate, it's because you didn't lock it in. So any sort of oil will be a good occlusive. Don't use any essential oils though, but anything like any sort of carrier oils are great. Botano oil, grapeseed oil, almond oil, all that good stuff. The reason why people love our leave-in butter, which I'll have about 20 seconds left on the flash sale, is because it's formulated with hydrating ingredients like water and aloe vera. Aloe vera is 99% water, and then it has occlusives in it that are designed to help to lock the moisture in. So you get to do 2 steps with 1 product. And so that's why people like it, because they use it and for the first time in their life, their hair stayed hydrated and they can't figure it out. It's because of the way the product is designed, okay? So it's the LOC method still valid? Yes. What I just described to you is just a version of the LOC method. You're adding moisture and you're locking it in. And oil is an occlusive. Thick, rich creams that have occlusives are occlusives. They're going to lock moisture in. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do our next flash sale. I had a few comments on the other thing asking for the bundle, so I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a nice sale on our bundle. Like I said, we do have a New Year's sale on our website, but you're going to get a better deal on here if you want to grab it. But if you do miss any of the flash sales on here, you can always go to our website and take advantage of that. But I'm going to go ahead and set up a little something for you guys. I'm going to give you guys a good deal today on the bundle. We are running out of stock of our bundle because we're almost sold out of one of the products in the bundle. So hopefully we'll have enough inventory for you guys to take advantage of that. So let me go ahead and set that up. Let's see what I want to do. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 20% off on our bundle. I'm going to set that up really quick. Pause. All right, y'all can go ahead and ask hair growth questions. I'm about to spend a few minutes answering any hair growth questions that you have. Again, if you're just joining, this is the live that you want to be in if you want to grow your hair in 2026. If you want to stay bald headed in 2026, cool. If you actually want to grow your hair in 2026, yay. Okay, stay and learn. All right, so we got a flash sale on our bundle. It is pinned on YouTube, so if you want to get it for 20% off, just go to our TikTok channel, which is She's Made by Brittany, and enter our live. Enter the live, and then you'll be able to do that. Okay. So this is for tighter hair textures. Thick, thin, coarse, high, low porosity, regardless. Our formulas are designed to cater to all porosities, high and low. So you got to worry about that. I trim every 3 to 4 months. That's what my hair likes. That's what's I figured it out. That's kind of my routine. How do you wash hair correctly? So there are many different ways to wash your hair, and I feel like a lot of people are probably thinking, okay, well, I just watched somebody else and they told me something different. What am I supposed to be doing? What I'm teaching you is the basics. Everybody is doing this that has long hair. They're just doing it in a different way. For example, everybody knows that if they have long hair, they are using products that work for their hair. But what products they use are just different because different products work for different people. But the basics is you're not going to grow your hair if you don't have products that work for your hair. That's just the basic. Everybody that has long hair knows what they need to do to their hair to grow. They know how to do a good wash day routine, right? Now, everybody's wash day routine might look different depending on your hair and whatever you do, but they all have a wash day routine that is focused on hydration. Everybody that has long hair, in some way, form, or fashion, has been able to keep their hair hydrated so they can retain length. You do not retain length if you do not have hydrated hair because hair that is dry breaks. It's very weak. It's like, think about a dry pasta noodle. That is your hair when it's not hydrated. You can just snag it, right? But what happens when you cook a pasta noodle? It has elasticity, it has strength, and so you're able to actually have strength so that it's going to stay on your hair. It's not going to break off as easily. Everybody that has long hair has had some sort of routine that has focused on hydration. Everybody that can keep their hair hydrated does these two things. They might not do it with the same products, but they do these two things. They add hydration, and they lock the moisture in. So I'm teaching you the basics. Now, when we break down more in episodes of the series, we'll get into specifics and we'll talk about, okay, here are the staples of a wash day routine, and we'll tell you like the different ways that you can do it. But these are the basics. If you want to grow long hair, everybody that has long hair does this. That's just it. They do this. Everybody that has long hair, this is what they do. They do these three things. That's all I'm telling you. They do it in maybe like a different way, different preferences. The specifics of your hair care routine will vary depending on your hair, your time, your life, like your goals for your hair and all that. But hair growth in general, having longer hair, it all happens by these three things. Like, this is basic. This is science. That's what I'm telling you. So it's not like I'm just giving you an opinion. This is all science backed. This is all factual. Let's see. So yeah, y'all have 17 minutes left on our flash sale for our bundle. This entire system is 4 products: our shampoo, our mask, our leave-in, and our oil. It is now currently 21% off. So if you want to grab it, you can. I can 100% tell you that if I did not have these products, my hair would not be as long as it is. Not because these are miracle products, but because these do help me to keep my hair hydrated, because we know, again, the only way to see longer hair is to have hydrated hair, because hydrated hair is the only type of hair that can retain length. And so this is a hydration-focused line specifically for tighter textures. I have 4A, 4B hair. If you've been following me for a while on my personal pages, then you know that my hair texture is not, like, I don't have curly hair. And I'm not biracial. I'm fully black. And I didn't grow my hair overnight. I grew it from consistency over years, and I was able to achieve hair longer than I ever thought. So what I'm telling you is going to work. That's all I'm trying to tell you. I'm not telling you anything. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not scamming anything. I'm not saying, I can't guarantee you if you buy the products, your hair will grow, because if you don't do everything else I say, it's not going to matter. But if you buy the products or use products that work for you, plus apply everything that I tell you, you will see longer hair in 2026. It's impossible, unless you have some sort of medical condition, it's impossible not to, okay? So, yeah, let me see. Any hair growth questions you guys have, you can ask them. If I see one, I will answer it for you. Trimming once a year is good. I wouldn't recommend that unless you are constantly in protective styles. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to trim at least 2 to 4 times a year. I would say once a year may not be the best thing, but it depends on how you wear your hair. Okay, so for those of you just joining, I'm basically telling you how to grow your hair in 2026. And again, if you feel like, oh, well, everybody says something different, everybody that has long hair does this. The details of this are different depending on your hair, your preference, all that good stuff. But these are the basics, the scientific basics of how hair works, especially tighter hair textures, black hair, etc. All right, and like I said, once we get a couple thousand likes, we will do a giveaway. So I'm gonna need y'all to run me my likes. We only have 4K likes. What? I'm gonna need y'all to run me my likes. Or catch a fade. On TikTok and on YouTube, I'm gonna need y'all to run me my likes, okay? Everybody tap that screen. Once we get a couple thousand likes, we will do a giveaway. So if you want a free product, stay tuned. Okay. All right, so let me answer this question really quick. So Janet asks, do you usually keep your hair stretched or curly? I do both. I go through periods where I wear my hair in its natural state, and I go through periods where I wear my hair in protective styles. I'll go through periods where I wear my hair stretched. My hair is grown in every single stage because I know how to care for my hair in each of those stages. Now, I will say that it is a lot easier and less maintenance per se when your hair is stretched or in a protective style, but you can 100% grow long, healthy, beautiful, gorgeous hair wearing it out. Just gotta know how to do it correctly. All right, I spent almost all of 2024 wearing my hair out. I did a whole review series. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Almost every single natural hair brand I have reviews in depth on type 4 hair. So it's called Is It Type 4 Friendly? That's the series name. So if you want to check that out, you can. Okay, so for those of you just joining, listen to me, your hair will grow. If you don't listen to me, you'll be bald headed. Two options, okay? Not because I'm selling you something that's a miracle, because I'm teaching you the basics of how hair care works for everybody. This applies to everybody. So, number one, if you go into 2026 thinking that oils will grow your hair, you will stay bald headed, okay? Why? There is nothing you can put on your scalp that will make your hair grow faster. Science shows this. There is no conclusive evidence to show that anything that you put on your scalp or anything that you take internally will increase the follicle production. Will increase the amount of hair that your follicles produce. Every single strand of hair that you have on your head is attached to a follicle, and that follicle is going to produce hair that makes it grow, right? How fast that follicle produces hair is genetic. You cannot change your genetics, okay? So, for example, your hair texture is genetic. So, if you were born with type 4 hair, you will never, ever, ever have a point in your life unless you have a medical condition that hormonally changes something, like if you're pregnant or something, that will make hair grow out of your scalp a different texture than what you were born with. That's it. That's why if you want to change your hair texture, you have to get some sort of chemical treatment. You have to keep reapplying it because your hair texture will never change. Same thing with your hair color. Unless you just grow gray hair or have some sort of hormonal condition, there's nothing that you can do externally that is going to change your hair color. So same thing with growth. There's nothing that you can do externally that will change how fast your hair grows, or internally, unless there is some sort of hormonal change in your body, which is very rare. So 9 times out of 10, you're not going to experience it. So we're just going to call it like it is. So that means that putting oil on your scalp is not going to make your hair grow out of your scalp faster. Nothing will. That's why the marketing of hair growth oils makes me so mad. You're probably like, okay, well, you have an oil. We never have ever marketed this as a hair growth oil, and we've made several videos explaining why. Hair oils are great occlusives, and they are great lubricants. They help to give you slip, which can make tangling and managing your hair easier because you reduce breakage. And it can also help to lock moisture into your hair to keep your hair hydrated so you can retain length. But putting oil on your scalp does not grow it. Some stuff you take internally can make your hair grow, like iron pills if you lack a vitamin. Exactly, Fatty. That's an excellent, let's talk about that real quick. Hair vitamins will not grow your hair. Here's how hair vitamins work. Hair vitamins are essentially ineffective if you do not have a deficiency in what you're taking. This falls into the line with like minoxidil and stuff, which I know is becoming very popular. I'm gonna disprove that really quick. So here's the tea with this. And y'all have 11 minutes left for our bundle, which is currently 21% off, so you wanna grab it, now would be the time. But here's the thing. Hair vitamins, hair supplements, minoxidil medications, those things are treatments. It's in the name, supplements, right? Supplements are supposed to supplement what you don't have. They're supposed to fill in the gap. So if, for example, you're supposed to have 10 of something in your body, but you only have 7, a supplement will help you get back to 10, right? Supplements are meant to take you from 10 to 15. They don't work like that. So if you are anemic, meaning you have an iron deficiency, that can definitely 100% affect your hair growth. People's hair starts thinning, it starts excess shedding, falling out, etc. So what do? They use iron supplements to treat it. It's a treatment. Treatments only work when you have a problem. You can't treat something that you don't have a problem with. It's like going to the doctor when you're not sick. It's pointless. So taking iron supplements will take you from down here back to your normal. But if you don't have an iron deficiency, taking extra iron isn't going to make your hair extra grow. It takes abnormal and makes it normal. Same thing with minoxidil, which is a very popular treatment, and it is effective for growth, but here's the kicker. It's a medication, meaning something has to be wrong for it to work. Like, most people who have healthy follicles are not going to experience any benefits from minoxidil. Why? Because there's nothing for the minoxidil to treat. It's a medication. Minoxidil, studies have shown, if you read scientific articles and things about minoxidil is shown to be effective for people that have like alopecia. That's an abnormal follicle disorder. Their hair is not growing correctly, and so minoxidil is to treat that. People who have hair loss because of some sort of medical condition use minoxidil to help treat, and studies show it's effective in that. But if you're a healthy, regular person, taking minoxidil, taking biotin supplements, taking any of these things, if you don't go to the doctor, if you go to the doctor and it says your blood work is all normal, you taking supplements and supplements and vitamins is wasting your money. Okay? So, please don't waste your money on those things in 2026, okay? That you can if you want to. And what some of y'all probably gonna do is be like, but I swear by my hair oil. If your hair grew and you use a hair growth oil, it wasn't because the oil grew out major hair grew out of your scalp faster. That's scientifically impossible. That's why I'm confidently saying that. You just retain length somehow. That's the only way for you to see longer hair. That's the only thing that you can control, okay? It's just not. Janet, I'm glad you like the way I explain things. Y'all be making me frustrated, I ain't gonna lie, because some people are so stubborn. Like with the whole hair growth oil thing, people like swear by, like, you can't tell me herbal oils don't work. And they do work, but not because they grow hair out of your scalp faster. For example, shebe, right? Our leave-in butter has shebe in it. It's a very good herb for promoting hair growth. In Chad, Africa, it is used by a tribe in Chad, Africa, and they have super, super long hair. But not because it grows hair out of their scalp, it's because it's very good at helping to retain moisture. That's why it's in our leave-in butter. It's very good at helping you to retain moisture. And moisturized hair that retains moisture, retains length. Like, it's not gonna break off. And they also, if you ever watch them, do your research. If you ever watch them, they will saturate their hair in this mixture that has shebe in it, and they will twist their hair up and they won't touch it. So they also do very, very, very good low manipulation. Like, they're not wearing their hair out. They're not wearing twist outs and braid outs and all these things. They are not touching their hair at all. They saturate their hair in this mixture that has shebe. They twist it up and they leave it alone. That right there is an amazing hair growth routine, okay? So that's why, so herbs are very good. And here's the thing, even with vitamins and supplements, they can help to make your hair look healthier and feel healthier, but they will not make your hair longer. So hair vitamins and hair supplements help with the look, not with the length. So if you're taking biotin because you want your hair to grow longer, you're wasting your money. But if you're taking like vitamin D because you want your hair to look shinier and to feel softer, then that's something that you can do. So I'm not saying all hair vitamins are a scam, but if they're promoting growth per se, I would just take a second look, okay? So this is our essential hair oil. This is the same as, oh, it's not even on camera, what? Put it over here. This is the same as our Soothing Strength and Oil Blend. We rebranded this year, so we literally changed the name of everything. And this is one of our products that we changed. It's the same formula as this, but this is meant to help lock moisture into your hair so that your hair can stay hydrated, okay? All right, so again, our bundle is, what, 20% off? That's good, okay. All right, y'all have about 6 minutes left on that. So again, this entire system, so our shampoo, our deep hydration mask, our essential hair oil, and our leave-in butter are all designed to help you retain moisture. That is the only way to see longer hair. The only way. Because if your hair is not hydrated, your hair will be dry, and dry hair breaks. If you grew 6 inches of hair this year, everybody in this chat, the 100 and something people on TikTok, and however many people on YouTube, you grew about 6 inches of hair this year. You did. The only reason your hair isn't longer is because it broke off. And it only broke off because it was dry. So, by that logic, if your hair broke off because it was dry and so it wasn't longer, that means if you want your hair to be longer, keep it hydrated. And there you go. All right. Does the lock method help you to retain moisture? Absolutely. So if you don't know, the LOC method is leave-in, L-O oil, C cream. So our leave-in butter does the lock method for you. So it's multiple products in one. I'm lazy. I don't like to have 20 products in my wash day routine. So all of our products are multi-use. Our refresh shampoo is our clarifying and hydrating shampoo in one. Our deep hydration mask is gonna be like your detangling conditioner, has enough soap to detangle, and your actual like deep conditioner. Our leave-in butter, it does your LOC method, so it's like 3 products in one. And then this right here is just I like to add a few drops. This is like an accent. I feel like you add a few drops of your oil to your deep hydration mask to help lock in moisture when you deep condition. You add a few drops for your leave-in. After your leave-in, if you really want to help lock in moisture, if you're not going to be washing your hair for a very long time, etc. Okay. So make sure they saw me on YouTube. Hi, we are currently like live on YouTube right now. So people are like, I really want you to save these. So we started streaming on YouTube. So we will be saving all these lives on YouTube. So if you ever want to go back and yeah, okay, because we're growing hair in 2026. Okay, so oils don't grow your hair. They won't grow your hair. If you want to insist that they do and still use your hair growth oil, cool. Waste your money, waste your time, and then you'll be back here in 6 months now ready to listen. Okay. So, second thing, the only way to grow hair, again, everybody that has long hair does this. The only way to grow long hair is a routine. That's the only way. And your routine has to be focused on moisture because that's the problem. The reason why we struggle so much to grow hair isn't because we're black, isn't because of genetic, like none of that. It's because our hair is naturally dry. White people with straight hair, their sebum, we all produce an oil in their scalp called sebum. Their sebum does not travel down the length of their hair. I mean, it does. So it travels down the length of their hair and coats their hair. And that sebum is designed to lock moisture in and keep their hair hydrated. That's why it's easier for them to grow hair and retain length in that sense. And so that's why their hair gets oily. They have to wash it all the time, right? So unless they are just like being crazy with heat or color, they're not really going to get damaged in that sense. But for us, our hair is curly or coily, so the path for the sebum to travel from roots to ends to coat our hair is more difficult. So it usually only gets the first few inches, and so the rest of your hair is basically naked and dry. And so that's why our hair is naturally dry, and that's why we have to do a little bit more to retain length, because we have to do the job that the sebum isn't doing, which is keeping our hair hydrated. So that's why if you keep your hair hydrated, it will grow. You'll basically be like a white person in that sense. Okay, that's it. So that is how hair growth works. There is no other way. There is no faster way. There is no easier way. This isn't hard, but there's no shortcuts. That's a better way to say it. There's no shortcut to this. This is you have to do this, and you have to do all of it. Not some of it. You have to do all of it, and you have to be consistent with it. That's it. All right, let's see. Any hair growth questions that we got in the chat? I'm going to need y'all to run me my likes, please. I need everybody right now to tap that screen. Once we get a couple thousand likes, we will do a giveaway. So if you want to get a giveaway, now is the time. Our bundle has about 2 minutes left on it. We will do, I don't know. What do y'all want next for the flash sale? Once our bundle goes down, what do you guys want? Let me know what product you guys want for the flash sale. We can do our leave-in butter again. We can do the refresh shampoo. We can do, actually I'm not sure if we have any in stock for flash sale today. But we can do our hydration mask, or we can do our strengthening oil. Whichever one you guys want, we can do these 3. Leave-in, oil, or the mask. I don't think we have any shampoos in stock today for a flash sale. So I'm getting butters. I need y'all to stay in the chat because I don't know. I see a few butters. So if you want the mask or you want the oil, you gotta let me know now, because I will go ahead and set it up. But it looks like the butter is winning. I wish I had, I wasn't on my phone because I would do a poll so we can see, but I don't know. All right, and like I said, for our YouTube girlies that are watching, if you want to get any sales right now, I would highly, highly suggest going on our TikTok live and taking part in those flash sales. It's interesting how TikTok Shop has become like Amazon. It's actually improved a lot. Okay, so I'm seeing, looks like the butter is gonna win. So y'all have about 60 seconds left on that bundle though. So if you're gonna get it for 20% off, now is pretty much your only time. I don't think we're gonna do another sale on the bundle, so if you're gonna go ahead and put it in your cart and check out, now will be the time. All right, let's see. I do self-trim and I have a YouTube video on it. Let's see. Yeah, but I need everybody that's in here to drop in the chat if you're just joining. What is your hair growth goal in 2026? Hi, Coco. Hi, PJ Glacier. Hi, Reval. Hi, Fabby. Hi, Definition of a Queen. I guess everybody in here is interested in growing their hair this year. Hi, Deja. Hi, Bree. Hi, The Answer Mother Lee. Hi, Rolanda. Hi, everybody. All right, we have 20 seconds left for the bundle. 20 seconds left, and then we will do our next flash sale. I'm sorry, I'm like squeaking my chair. My bad. Somebody said I need that length. I'm gonna get you that length. Again, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. So that's just that. I know how to grow hair. Y'all have seen me do it twice. I did it twice. I did it once in private before I ever got social media. Then in 2021, somebody chopped my hair off. So another one, okay? Hi, Stephanie. I need shoulder length hair this year. Just started my locks last May. Well, that may or may not happen. It depends because locks have a lot of shrinkage. So you probably have shoulder length hair if you had enough hair to get locks, but the shrinkage won't let your locks touch your shoulders. It might take another year. It might take like 2 years or so. This is a clarifying and a hydrating shampoo in one because I'm lazy. I don't like 20 different products, okay? All right. Let me go ahead and do another flash. So we're going to do our not our bundle. We're going to do our butter because that's the one that I saw one in the chat. Let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to give y'all a nice discount. You know, the holiday season is over, but that doesn't mean you still shouldn't get holiday prices. You know, it's 2026. So I want you guys to start off the year right. Let me see what I can do for you guys today. All right. Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and pin it for you guys because I always forget to pin it. All right, I'm going to pin it on YouTube as well so you guys know exactly what we are having a sale on. And our leave-in butter is going to be 33% off. I don't know why I just refreshed it. Okay, our leave-in butter is currently going to be 33% off. So if you want to grab it, this might be the last sale that we do on the yeah, this will probably be the last flash sale that we do on the leave-in butter. So if you want to grab it at a discount today, now will be your best chance. It's going to be the last flash sale for our leave-in butter today. Okay? So Abel said that she wants healthy hair, but getting it past her current armpit stretch is a plus too. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. If you have shoulder length hair, you probably will get like armpit length hair this year. Like that would be like the max. If you have armpit length hair, probably broad strap length. If you have broad strap length hair, probably waist length. If you have waist length hair, probably close to hip length. Because the reality is most people are growing about 6 inches of hair a year. So you're not gonna get like super long hair in a year, but you will see growth, and the growth adds up. You know, 3 years goes by, 6 inches a year. That's 18 inches of hair. That's a lot of hair. So it's not like you're not gonna see the difference. I do sell trim, Bianca. I have a YouTube video on it if you wanna check it out. But yeah, hi everybody just joining. So if you are just joining and you wanna grow your hair in 2026. This is the lie that you're going to be in. I'm telling you everything. Like, this is the difference between you and your favorite natural hair influencer or that natural hair inspo pic that you have saved on your phone. This is why their hair looks like this and yours doesn't. This applies to everybody. This is the science of how hair growth works. And if your hair is short right now, I can confidently tell you it has nothing to do with your genetics. It has nothing to do with because you're black or your texture or anything. You just don't know how to grow your hair. That's just it. This is an information issue. You're bald-headed because you just don't know. Not because you're genetically just inclined to be bald-headed. People who say that, who say like you can't grow hair because you're black or black women don't grow hair, that's ignorant. That's not true. The only bundle we have now is the 4 products as a full regimen. So if you don't want to be bald-headed in 2026, I can definitely help you with that. You will see growth in 2026 if you listen to what I say. But if you want to just cheap hair growth, get shortcuts, all that type of stuff, you won't grow hair. Because here's the thing. I'm pretty sure all of y'all for years have tried your hair growth oils. You have tried whatever you saw on social media that was working at the time, rice water, rosemary oil, whatever you saw, or you just try to find the fastest shortcut to grow your hair and it didn't work. So my thing is, if shortcuts aren't working, if trends aren't working, why don't just try being consistent? That's like with people who lose weight and they do all these crash diets and stuff and they end up just like going back to their old ways versus people who just are consistent and just say, hey, I'm gonna be consistent, it's gonna take a few months, I'm gonna do it the right way, and they end up seeing the progress that they wanted. So, exactly. All right, so on YouTube, I need you, if you're in the chat, let me know right now, what is your hair growth goal? If you're just joining on TikTok, what is your hair growth goals in 2026? You will grow hair if you listen to me. This is going to be a whole series. This is called Hair Growth 101. We've been testing it out for the last 2 months, but we are officially locking it in, and we are going to be saving all of these lives on our YouTube channel. So if you want to ever go back and watch anything that I say, you can check out our YouTube channel because it will be saved on there. We are currently on live right now on YouTube as well if you want to check it out. But this is designed to get you results, period. This series is going to get you results. If you listen and apply it. If you don't listen, or if you listen but you only apply half and try to shortcut or cheat your way out the other, or just don't feel like being consistent with the rest, that's on you. I can't help you. But I've grown my hair twice. Okay, I've grown long hair twice in my life. And every single natural hair influencer that you see, your natural hair inspo pick, they do this and you don't. That's why they have long hair. That's the only reason. All right. Why has my hair been the same length for years but I don't cut it? Faith, the reason, this is a great question. So if your hair has been the same length for years, here's the reason why. Your hair is the same length because your hair is breaking off. So everybody's hair is growing. Everybody's hair is growing. Again, the average person grows about 6 inches of hair a year. But if you did not see 6 inches of growth this year, it's not because your hair just didn't grow it, it's because your hair broke off. That's the only reason hair doesn't get longer is because it breaks. So if your hair is growing at the same length, if your hair is breaking at the same length that it's growing, that's why it's staying the same length. That's the only reason. So it's not a scalp issue, it's a hair issue. And if it's your hair strands, it's a hair care issue, which means that it's fixable. So I said, thanks for the sale, it's running low. Well, that sale is currently, we have about 15 minutes left on that sale, which our leave-in butter is coming 33% off. So if you want to grab it, please go ahead and do it. I would highly recommend it because holiday season is over. These deals are going to be very hard to come by. So if you want to grab it, this is the last sale for flash sale for our leave-in butter today on live. So if you want to get it now, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. So again, let's talk about it. So this is the only way that you're going to be able to grow hair. This is the only way that people grow hair. Everybody that you see that has long hair on social media, etc., they do this. The specifics of what they do in their routine might be different depending on their preferences, but these are the basics. This is what I'm teaching you today, the basics. This is the reason why they have long hair and you don't. And it's literally the discrepancy is just that they know something that you don't know. That's all it is. So now that you know it, you can apply it, and in 2 or 3 years, you're gonna be exactly like the person that you looked up to. That was my experience. Like 15, 16, 17 years old, watching natural hair YouTube, the OGs, and I was like, dang, why is their hair so long and mine isn't? And here I am now, literally them, but years later, okay? So, there are 3 parts to a routine for growth. These 3 are non-negotiable. Most people do 1, and that's it. They do 1, which means that they don't do 2, and they never make it to 3. The reason why your natural hair influencer has long hair is because they do 1, 2, and 3. You just do 1. So let's talk about it. Again, we have about 14 minutes left on that leave-in butter flash sale. So please go ahead and take advantage of that if you are trying to get it at a discount because this is the last time, okay? So what you use matters. Most people do this. Most people, in fact, a lot of people are very hyper-focused on what they use. It is very important that you have products that work for your hair. That's it. If you don't have products that work for your hair will not grow. Everybody needs a good system that's going to grow your hair. If you want to get ours, that's great. I've used my products faithfully for over 7 years, and like I said, I've grown my hair twice because our line is a hydration-focused line, especially our leave-in butter, which is our most viral product. It's going to hydrate your hair and lock in the moisture. Anybody here in the chat struggle to keep their hair hydrated? If you're somebody that literally wakes up the next day and your hair is dry, even though you feel like you do everything right, this might be the product that is going to help you with that because there are 2 steps to hydrating hair. Most people do 1, they don't do 2. The first is adding water. That's hydration. The root word of hydration is hydro. Hydro means water. So adding water to your hair is the first step. Your hair needs hydration. That's awesome. That's great. But the problem is that water is designed to evaporate. If you boil a pot of water, what happens? It's going to eventually leave the pot, right? But you'll notice that if you boil water with the lid on, the water's still going to leave, but it leaves slower. Why? Because the lid helps to block it and slow it down. And that is what happens with your hair whenever you lock moisture in. So it's important that you don't just add water, you lock it in. How do you lock it in? You lock it in with occlusives. Occlusives are things that are hydrophobic, that don't contain water, so they don't mix with water, and instead they sit on top of water. And that would be oils or butter. So it's important that whenever you are locking in moisture, you're using a product that is formulated with a lot of occlusives, so a lot of good carrier oils like almond oil, grapeseed oil, whatever, and also mango butter, shea butter, whatever. Our leave-in butter is so popular because it does both of these in one. It adds hydration. The first ingredient is water. If you ever see water as the first ingredient on a hydrating product, you know it's going to be good. Ingredients are listed on your label from what's the most in the product to what's the least in the product. So for water, for example, so for our leave-in butter, the water, aqua is the first ingredient, which allows you to know the majority of the formula is very watery, it's watery based, it's hydrating. And then it also is formulated with a lot of occlusives, and it's a very thick, rich consistency. It's not heavy, because for low porosity girlies, you do not respond well to very heavy, greasy, weighed down formulas. So none of our formulas are heavy. They're thick and rich, but they are not heavy and greasy. And for our high porosity girlies, we formulate our line with a lot of occlusives to help you lock in moisture, because you struggle to keep moisture in your hair. So this is going to help to lock that moisture in. So what you use is important because it determines if you're going to keep your hair hydrated. And our entire line is focused on hydration versus like specific ingredient or whatever, because we don't want to promote any sort of like miracle. We want you to understand that it's a hair care system that grows your hair. So what you use is important. But the second thing that's just important, this is where you mess up. You do this, but you don't do this. This is where like, oh, I'm just gonna use my viral oil and my hair's gonna grow. But you're still what? Bald headed, okay? You can't see the headed part, but it says bald headed. This is where people get caught up in, I'm gonna take my my supplements and that's gonna grow my hair. But then you're still what? Bald headed. This is where people are like, oh, I'm gonna use just rice water and that's gonna work. This is where you get this. See, if you just think that products are like the way to grow your hair, like products equal growth, that's why you stay bald headed. But if you understand that products matter, but they're not the full picture, that's how you grow your hair. And that's what natural hair influencers, people along here understand. They understand it's important to have good products. But they also understand you can't just use a product and your hair grows. Again, nothing you put on your scalp is gonna make your hair grow faster. Products help you to maintain the hydration in your hair. They're tools. They're not the solution. They're not a miracle, okay? So what you use matters, but most people do not do this. What you do also matters, okay? About 10 minutes left on that flash sale. Welcome to everybody that's joining in. If you want to grow your hair in 2026, this is the place to be. Hi, Shalan. Hi, Queen Sheena. Hi, Daya. Hi, Foss family. Hi, everybody. I guess everybody wants to grow their hair in 2026. T, I love that. Okay. So what you do, this is your techniques. This is what most people don't do. This is just hair care, okay? Most people focus on finding the right products to grow their hair, but they never focus on learning how to actually do their hair properly. A lot of people don't have a good wash hair routine. That is a huge deal breaker with hair growth. A lot of people do not know how to protect the style correctly. Protective styles are meant to be protective, but you have a lot of people that are protective styling because they just don't want to do their hair, and they don't know how to do their hair, so they just pop on braids or they pop on a wig or whatever, and their hair isn't probably cared for underneath, and they get a ton of breakage, and they struggle with growth, they lose their edges, etc. A lot of people don't trim. That's a great way to not retain length. That can definitely set you back. So there are, a lot of people don't hydrate correctly, like we just said. A lot of people just add moisture to their hair, and it evaporates. They don't lock it in. So their hair, they wake up the next day and their hair is dry. Their hair is always dry. They're always having to constantly re-moisturize it, which means they're constantly touching their hair, constantly manipulating it, leading to breakage, etc. So what you do matters. In fact, I feel like for most people, what you do matters more, because most of y'all have good products. I'll be honest. I mean, if you tried our products, you're pretty much set as far as products go. But a lot of people don't know what to do when they have the products. Like, having a good, having a good oil is great, right? Oils are good. Like I said, they're occlusives and they're lubricants. They help give you slip, which can reduce breakage, and they help to lock in moisture. But just because you have a good product doesn't mean you know how to use it correctly, and that's where you can fall. That's where you can get into like issues. A lot of people don't understand oils don't hydrate your hair. Again, the root word of hydration is hydro. Hydro means water. You cannot hydrate your hair with a product that doesn't contain water. No oil blend or oil serum will have water. You can look on the back. There's not gonna be an ingredient that says aqua, right? So if your hair is dry, you put oil on it, you're just making dry hair shiny. That's still dry and it's still gonna break, and that's leading to you staying bald headed, right? So you can have great products, but if you don't know how to use them correctly, you kind of just wasted your money, you know? So that's why I'm saying everything matters. It's not just what you use. That's why you just putting an oil in your scalp does not grow your hair. If it did, your hair would be long by now. Okay? And that's why we don't market anything as a hair growth miracle. We market it as part of a routine in a system that's dedicated to help you keep your hair hydrated so that you can retain length. So what you do matters. And then lastly is consistency. Most people just do one. They focus on the products they use, so they never ever focus on what they do. So they never ever get to the point where consistency even matters. But once you have 1 and 2 together, you have to be consistent and understand it takes years. Again, the average person grows about 6 inches of hair a year. 6 inches of hair a year, which means that if you want super long hair, which is anywhere from like 18 to 20 something inches, that's going to take a couple of years. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to listen to her and my hair shoulder length is going to be to my butt by the end of the year, you're wrong. I'm going to tell you that's not going to happen. But if you listen to what I say and you do it consistently for the next 3 or 4 years, by 2030, then we can talk, right? It didn't take, I did not grow my hair this long in a year. That didn't happen. It took several years, but I was consistent. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and have this series be dedicated to just selling you something and making you think that if you buy this, your hair will grow and it'll be super long just like that. I'm telling you, it's going to take some work and it's going to take some consistency, but it is possible. That's the whole point. I want you to understand that you can grow your hair. You will grow your hair if you listen. This is not like up for debate. It's not an option, okay? It's not like, oh, maybe I can grow hair, maybe I can't. I'm telling you right now, you will grow hair if you listen. It's not like an option, like, oh, I don't know, maybe she's not talking about me. I am talking about you. You will grow hair if you listen to me. That's it. If you don't listen and you try to do it your own way, try to shortcut, and you try to shortcut away from these basics, your hair won't grow. And it'll be the same thing it's been for years and years and years. But if you say this year, you know what? I'm going to do it the right way. I'm not going to try to do any shortcuts. I'm not going to do any trends. I'm going to keep being consistent with my routine, even if I feel like my hair isn't growing, because I understand that's just my perception, because I see my hair every single day and I'm hyper aware of it. And also because I know I have shrinkage, so I'm not going to be able to tell a difference for at least, 6 to 8 months. So that's kind of the perspective you have to go into it. But if you do anything else, you'll be what? Class, bald-headed. Okay. All right. I am type 4. Your advertisement size video is natural hair care, not for straight naturals. I mean, the same rules apply. It's just so for example, for straight naturals, you would just use our shampoo and our deep hydration mask. And you would just have to be very good about trims and very good about low manipulation. You can grow hair as a straight natural. Let's see. This might be worse than sacred. Why do you say that? Most people love sacred. Why do you not like sacred? Explain what we need to do, please. So we're gonna explain that in more episodes, so just you have to lock in for that. So we'll be doing a new episode every single week. So tomorrow will actually be like the first true episode if you want to lock in at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. But basically we're gonna be going into detail what you do as far as wash day routines, protective styling, how to keep your hair hydrated, your porosity, all those types of things. This is mainly what we're gonna be focusing on for the beginning of the year, because most people do this, most people don't do this. The only thing that would really mess you up in this situation is a lot of people give themselves anxiety. They feel like if they don't have the perfect products, or if they don't have 50 billion products, their hair won't grow. You don't need 20 billion products for to have an effective hair care routine. You don't need 5 different shampoos. You don't need 4 different types of oils. You don't need that. You really just need one of each. Oh, you said that about Fenty hair? Well, I mean, I'm not gonna, that was just my personal opinion. A lot of people like Fenty hair, so, hey. I don't hate sacred, it's just not my preference. I make my products are my preference. So if it's not up to my standards of what my products are, then I'm not gonna love it. But I have, in that review series, I have told you guys when I've loved a product, and I have made that clear and told you to go get it. So it's not like I'm just biased towards my line, but I kind of am, because it's how I pay my bills, Tasha, what you don't want to know about the shampoo and about the mask? How often do I shampoo my hair? Every single time I wash it. So I don't clarify. I'm sorry. I don't, what's that? Co-wash. I can tell you, okay, here's the thing. Y'all want to know about co-washing? So I would not recommend co-washing. I understand why we started co-washing, but I wouldn't recommend it. So the reason why we started co-washing, by the way, y'all can answer any hair growth questions. I'm about to answer a couple if you have them in the chat anywhere on YouTube or on TikTok. But the reason why co-washing happened was because people demonize sulfates. I'm gonna tell you right now, our shampoo is sulfate free, but sulfates are not bad for your hair. They just were not formulated for our hair, and so we ended up just demonizing it. And one thing I've learned as an influencer and as a business owner, the perception will always matter more than the truth. So science does show there are plenty of sulfates that are not harmful for your hair, especially when they're formulated right. In fact, there's a saying in manufacturing that there's no such thing as a bad ingredient, there's bad formulations. That's why I hate the Yuka app, because it doesn't give context as to whether an actual formula, when put together, is good for your hair or not. So sulfates are designed to clean your hair. They remove everything off of your hair, including the moisture and the oils, because it's supposed to get rid of everything. It doesn't discriminate. And so it leaves your hair very dry. So for back a few years ago when sulfates first became demonized, it's because we would use it on our natural hair, and the shampoos that we were using were formulated for, like, you know, white people. They weren't, the natural hair community wasn't as evolved as it is now. And so they were making these shampoos with sulfates that did not have very hydrating products to add the moisture back. Because, you know, with white people, their hair is always oily. They don't really struggle with the lack of moisture, so there's no need to create a formula that has those hydrating ingredients to add back to the hair. It would make their hair way down and like look greasy and oily. But for us, we needed that. And so we were using sulfates that were still being designed mainly for white people. And so we just equated sulfates to being bad because they dried out your hair. And so that's why everybody moved to sulfate free, which our shampoo is sulfate free. But if you have a sulfate shampoo that you like, it's perfectly okay to use that. There's nothing wrong with that. Because sulfates are just designed to clean their hair. They're just drying. That's why they were deemed as so damaging. But again, that's why perception always matters more than the truth when it comes to influencing, social media, anything. Happy New Year. So that's kind of why I also wanted to do this series, because I feel like there are a lot of things in the market and in the industry that we're being misled by to get people to buy products, or it perverts the truth about how black hair actually grows. It makes you think you need things when you don't. It makes you think that you don't need things when you do. And so this series is basically just to disprove all that. Basically tell you the basics, like what actually you need for hair growth and how your hair actually works and what things you do and don't need. So again, that's why people get mad. Sorry. People get mad when they see number 1 on here, right? I don't care if you get mad, I'm telling you the truth. But people get mad when they see that, because they have been taught and trained, and I had too, by the industry that oil grows your hair. But science shows no oil is capable of penetrating your follicles deep enough to stimulate growth. You cannot increase how fast your hair grows. Oil does nothing on your scalp as far as actually producing hair out of your scalp. It is beneficial for blocking in moisture and for giving you slip to help you reduce breakage when you do your hair, but it's not going to increase growth. But the way that it's marketed, oils are marketed nowadays as something you put on your scalp and it's like a miracle cure to grow your hair. And I know I'm not the only one that's bought oils thinking that it was going to grow my hair out of my scalp faster when I was struggling to grow hair, but that's just not the truth. So oils have benefits for the hair that can help with the feel, the health, and the shine, and the texture and all that. But it's not going to produce extra hair from your follicles that they don't already produce. And that's what most people buy. Our sulfates and clarifying shampoos, they can be. There are plenty of clarifying shampoos that are sulfate free. Sulfates are surfactants. So you have sulfate surfactants and you have sulfate free surfactants. For example, cocoa betaine is a sulfate free surfactant that I used to use in the shampoo when I was making all the products myself. So surfactants clean your hair. And there's some that are harsher surfactants that are fine to be used on natural hair, like sulfates, when they are formulated with hydrating ingredients to add that moisture back because they're so dry. But they weren't doing that back then. That's why sulfates became like demonized. But sulfates, now I'm not saying there aren't bad things that should be in your hair products. I'm just saying there are a lot of things that we demonize in hair products and in ingredients. And I've seen brands get destroyed for like this type of stuff, and like I look at their formulas, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that the perception, people think stuff is bad because in the natural hair industry, we just get on something and we go with it. For example, the whole rosemary oil thing, people were crazy over rosemary oil back in 2022, the end of 2022. It's still pretty trendy now, but it's just like because they thought putting rosemary oil on your scalp or rosemary water on your scalp was gonna grow it, and it just does not do that. That's just the basic it. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a really good sale right now. Really good sale. So this is our Super Strength Oil Blend. We rebranded this year, so are still just selling these until the inventory runs out. This is the same formula as this, except this has does not have the scent that this has. All of our products are fragrance free, but we use essential oils to create a scent. This one does not have the essential oils in it that this one does for the scent. But this one is 4 times the size as this one. This one is 8 ounces. This one is 2 ounces. I'm gonna give you guys this one for cheaper than this right now. So if you want to grab it, I'm gonna do a very quick one. So if you want to grab it, you can. Let's see. I'll do, what did I write down? Oh, okay. I'm gonna give you guys 35% off, and that is gonna make it cheaper than what our than this size oil is, if that makes sense. So 4 times the size, and it is gonna be about $4 cheaper than this. All right. Let's see. I'll give you guys. I'm gonna give you guys 12 minutes. 12 minutes on this one. And again, we can do a giveaway, but I'm gonna need you guys to give me some likes, like way more likes. I'm gonna need way more likes than this. But we can't do a giveaway. I have one set up, so. Hair grows regardless of a routine, is always growing, it's about health. Yeah, so here's the thing. Hair growth is hair growing out of your scalp. What we're actually talking about isn't hair growth, it's length retention. Your issue isn't that your hair doesn't grow from your scalp. Your issue is that once it grows from your scalp, it doesn't stay on your head. It breaks off. And so if you can fix the breakage issue, you'll have long hair. And so the way you fix the breakage issue is by increasing the health of your hair, which comes by keeping your hair hydrated. So again, if you're just joining and you want to grow hair in 2026, lock in. Chill with me for like 10 minutes, and then I'll leave you alone for the rest of the night, and y'all can enjoy the rest of y'all's New Year's. I'm working on New Year's. That's so crazy. Okay. Hi, Lang Lang. Hi, Molly. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Monroe. Hey, guys. And again, if you have any hair growth questions or anything you want to ask, whether on YouTube or on TikTok, then definitely leave them in the chat, and we will answer them. Absolutely. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and pin our Soothing Strength and Oil Blend on YouTube. So if you want to grab it now, just go ahead and go to our YouTube, basically. If you're on YouTube, go to TikTok, Lord. Okay. But everybody right now, drop your hair growth goals in the chat. Drop your hair growth goals in the chat for 2026. Okay. So again, this is how you're going to grow long hair in 2026. There is no other way. This is the only way. This does not change. Everybody that has long hair that you see on social media does this. The basics of hair growth are the same for everybody. The preferences is what makes it different. So when you hear people say like, one person says one thing, one person says the opposite. One person says they use a clarifying shampoo and a hydrating shampoo. One person just uses a hydrating shampoo. All that is preference. Everybody needs a cleanser. Some people just find that they get a better cleanse if they use 2 shampoos. Some people find they don't need 2 shampoos, they can use 1. Like, that's just preference. But the basic is everybody needs a cleanser. So that's kind of where we're going here. So this is the basics. Everybody that has long hair does this. It might look different, but the basics are the same. And this is why they have long hair and you don't, just because they know this and you don't. So that's why I'm telling you. Okay? Trisha says, you think genetics play a role in hair growth? No. So, all right, here's the tea about genetics. Ooh, let me scoot up for a second. Here's the tea about genetics. Genetics does factor into your hair. Genetics determines your hair color, your hair texture, your hair density, and it also determines how fast your hair grows. But there is no gene that determines that your hair grows and somebody else doesn't. The only thing I could say that would be the closest to explaining how that happens is because you genetically have textured hair, the way that textured hair biologically functions is naturally drier. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for you to retain length in somebody with straight hair, just because their hair is fully coated by their sebum that all of our scalps produce. And sebum is designed to coat your hair and keep it hydrated. And so they have an easier time retaining length because their hair kind of does it for them automatically. We don't have that luxury because our sebum doesn't travel down from the roots to the ends. And so because of that, our hair is naked naturally. And so a lot of it is naked, and so it's dry. So we have to do the sebum's job. So that's really the only part that genetics will play in. So there's nothing in genetics that says you can't grow long hair. Okay, I'll say it like this. Genetics determines how you grow your hair, not if you can grow hair, okay? So that would be kind of the difference in that sense. So, all right. What do you think about ceilings with minimal leave out? Any sort of straight sew-in wouldn't recommend long term, but you can do sew-ins with your natural texture. I feel like that'd be fine. Just care for your leave-in. Your leave-out. Okay, so first thing you need to realize and kind of accept is that oils do not grow your hair. Again, oils. I'm sorry, I got blinded by my light. Oils do not speed up hair growth. Nothing you do can speed up hair growth. Again, that is determined by genetics. Can't change your genetics. It's like trying to say you can change your skin color. You can't go from being black to white unless you have vitiligo, which is a medical condition, which is determined by genetics. But if your genetics don't say you have vitiligo, you're going to stay black the rest of your life, right? Even when you tan, right, and get darker, you eventually go back to your regular color, your regular melanin production. Same thing with your hair. Your hair, how fast your hair grows will never be changed by anything that you can do externally or internally unless your body decides to change that, which does not really ever happen. So oils won't grow your hair. So if your plan in 2026 was to put an oil in your scalp, you bought a viral hair growth oil on TikTok and you're going to put it on your scalp this year, that's your hair growth plan, it won't grow. I'd rather tell you now you get mad and you waste another year. So you will be this. It says bald headed. Y'all can't see that. It says bald headed. You'll be bald headed if your plan is to go in and rely on oils. It won't work. Or rely on any singular viral product that you saw anywhere, or rely on any singular hair growth trend. Like if your plan this year was to use rosemary oil, that's how you're gonna grow your hair. It won't work. You could try it, but it won't work. All right, so our Soothing Strength and Oil Blend has about 6 minutes left on the flash sale. This is our Soothing Strength and Oil Blend, same formula as this. We rebranded this year, so we still have some of these left. This is 4 times the size as this, and it is $4 cheaper. So you want to grab it now for $14 versus this is $18. I would go ahead and grab this now if you really like oils, okay? Especially if you do hot oil treatments, this will be a great thing to grab. Okay, so that's number 1. Oils don't grow your hair. Nothing singular will grow your hair. You can't grow your hair by just doing one thing. Sorry, that's how it is. The only way to grow your hair is a routine. Everybody that you see that has long hair has a hair routine. And again, hair routine isn't oiling my scalp every single day. That's not a hair routine. Hair routine isn't I'm gonna do rice water once a week. That's not a hair routine, okay? Routine is the only way to grow your hair, and your routine has to be focused on moisture because moisture is the only way you retain length. Everybody grows hair out of their scalp. That is not your problem. If your hair is short, it's not because you're not growing hair out of your scalp. That's just it. That's not the reason. The reason is because once hair grows out of your scalp, you're not able to keep it on your head. That's just all it is, okay? So your routine has to be focused on moisture because moisture is the only way you retain length. So again, how do you do that? Somebody said, what do you recommend for daily use? If your products are working correctly and if you have a proper hair care routine, there should be nothing on your hair daily. Your hair doesn't need it. So let me dispel this right now. Using product every single day or doing your hair every single day does not make your hair grow faster. It doesn't give you better results. In fact, it can hurt you. The more you manipulate your hair, the more you remove moisture, and the more likely you are to get breakage. You should not be doing your hair every single day. I don't care what your porosity is, your texture, whatever. There is no reason to be doing your hair every single day. You oiling your scalp every single day, that doesn't make your hair grow faster. You using this every single day, which is our viral leave-in butter, does not make your hair grow faster. It doesn't. So when people are like, oh, you're scamming us, you don't come out with bigger sizes, I'm like, I'm not scamming you. You're just using this every single day when I told you not to because you think it's going to make your hair grow faster if you use it more. It's not. It's designed to give you long-lasting hydration, meaning that you use it and your hair should stay hydrated for a minute so you don't have to use it again until your hair gets dry. For me, I only use this on wash days because my hair will stay hydrated with this until my next wash day when I have to use it again. I've had these products for since like January. I'm on my second tube in this 2026, okay? So these are not designed to do any of that, okay? So nothing should be done daily to your hair. If you're doing your hair care routine correctly, you will wash your hair, style it, it will stay hydrated. For me, my hair will stay hydrated for weeks, okay? I did my hair once. And the only reason I've been touching it more lately is because I just can't do a silk press. But if I was doing a twist out, the only thing I would be doing to my hair every single day is putting it up in my bonnet and scarf and going to sleep and then waking up the next day taking it out. That's it. There should be no daily of anything with your hair. That's the easiest way to get breakage and to stay bald-headed. We're not going to do that, okay? You have 3.5 minutes left on our Soothing Strength and Oil Blend on TikTok. If you're on YouTube and want to get our Soothing Strength and Oil Blend for 35% off, go ahead and grab it. It's the same formula as our essential hair oil. This is 4 times the size and it's currently $4 cheaper than this. So if you want to grab this at a bigger size, now will be the chance. Okay, so here's the routine for growth. It has 3 parts. Not one, not two, not three. So you can't do just one, you can't do just two, you can't do just three. All three have to be done. If you leave any step out, you will stay bald headed. Everybody that has long hair does this routine. There's no shortcuts about it. King Nazia, hi Nikki, hi Zara, hi Halima, hi. Comment your hair growth goals in 2026 if you want to grow your hair. But this is the only way to do it. So if you're just joining, this is the only way hair growth happens. Everybody that has long hair does this, and they do all three steps. So I'm gonna tell you right now, most people just do step one, and that's why they say bald headed. Most people just do step one. Step one, what you use. Your routine should consist of products that you use on your hair that work for your hair. Most people do not really have products that are just like not working for their hair. Most people have products that work for their hair, right? I mean, every now and again you can switch things up. That's fine. But most people use their products correctly. I will say one thing though, where people can kind of mess up in this situation is you don't need like 20 different products. You don't need like 5 different shampoos. You don't need like 20 different oils. One good oil, one good shampoo, one good leave-in, one good, mask. One of each product is most likely all that you need. And also, you shouldn't rely 100% on products. Again, products are a part of a hair routine, but you have 3 things, not just one. So if you just focus on products, you'll be bald headed. If you just focus on number 2, you'll be bald headed. If you just focus on number 3, you'll be bald headed. Products matter, but they're not the only thing that matters, okay? It's like you're dating a guy and he's handsome, and so you marry him, right? Being handsome is a non-negotiable, right? My man needs to be fine. I'm not about to have no ugly kids, but at the same time, he also needs to be a man of God. He needs to be kind. He needs to know how to control his anger. All these things matter as well. Same thing with your hair care routine. You can't just, that's like marrying a man just because you think he's attractive, but you don't know anything about his character. That's how you treat hair growth. You just do one little part and expect to get the whole thing. That's not going to happen. So products matter, but also what you do matters. And that's what this series is going to be talking about, what you do. Most people do not know how to care for their hair. That's why your natural hair influencer that you love has long hair and you don't, because they have a routine. That's why you watch them, because you watch them do their routine. They know how to wash their hair. They know how to trim. They know how to moisturize and keep their hair hydrated. They know how to add and lock in moisture to their hair. They know how to do all these things and you don't. That's why that's the difference. It's not because they're special or have good genetics or have a better texture. They just apply actual hair care. They don't just use products. Okay? All right, so, and then the last thing is consistency. So most people don't even make it to this step, but I'm here to let you know right now, you will not grow long hair in a year. So it's January. You will not have long hair in December if you have shoulder length hair. That's just not how it's gonna work. Yes, we do have conditioner. Our deep hydration mask is going to be your conditioner. All right, but it takes years to grow long hair. There's no shortcut to that. If there was, you would have found it. If rice water was a shortcut to longer hair faster, you would have had it. If rosemary oil sped up growth, it would have happened for you. If hair growth oil sped up growth, it would have happened for you, but it doesn't. The only way to see truly longer hair is to be consistent with all three of these steps for years. And that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Once you get your own hair care routine, you get your own schedule, etc., it's not like stressful to grow your hair. It just takes patience. So like when you lose weight, right? At first, it's difficult to kind of figure out how to eat, get used to like being in a deficit, working out and all that. But after like a month or 2 of doing that, you get used to it, and it's not that big of a deal. You just have to be patient and know that like if you keep going, eventually you'll get to the body that you want to get. It's the same thing with hair growth. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up this live. We're going to do one more flash sale. I think I'm going to give you guys a really good sale on our leave-in butter just to wrap it up. So I changed my mind. This will be the last flash sale of the night. So we're going to do our hair butter. So if you want to get our hair butter for a discount, this will be your last opportunity to get it for the night. I would recommend going ahead and getting it. Oh, sorry. I'm talking to YouTube. I'll recommend going ahead and getting it because it will not be available after this for a discount. All right, I'm going to give you guys a clean 40% off, but it's going to be a very quick sale. But we're going to do 40% off. That's the most you're going to get it off today. If you want to go ahead and grab it, now is your chance. Let me go ahead and set this up for you guys. All right, I'm going to give you guys 7 minutes. 7 minutes, okay? Let me see. All right, 7 minutes. Our leave-in butter is currently, all right, our leave-in butter is currently 40% off. So if you want to grab it, it is 40% off. Chastity, I'm so sorry to not see your comment, but we do have a sale on our website. If you want to go ahead and grab that over there, you should get a very nice discount if you go and buy it. Whether you buy it on TikTok or on our website, it doesn't matter. It goes to the same place. Shipping is 1 to 2 business days. So if you buy tonight, you will most likely have your order shipped tomorrow. So go. This will be the last sale of the live. We go live from 7 to 9 p.m. ish, 7 to 8:30, 7 to 9 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays for hair growth. So if you're ever interested in learning how to grow your hair and want the real tea, want the real truth, now would be the time, okay? All right, so again, if you're just joining, we have 6 minutes left for our leave-in butter. It is currently 40% off. All right, let me see what we got today. All right, so yeah. So at the end of the day, you will grow your hair. It's not an option, okay? If you're just joining, if you will grow your hair if you're listening to me this year. That's just is a non-negotiable. If you've been struggling with having longer hair for years, nothing works. This will work, but the key is you, okay? Your hair is not the problem, you are. You have to commit to doing everything you need to do to grow your hair. And it's gonna seem like a lot of stuff, but it's really not. I can tell you, okay, so I can tell you guys right now, my hair care routine, when I first went natural, my hair was like this short. My hair, when I first went natural, right, my hair care routine, I did my hair like every 2 weeks. I would do a hot oil treatment to start off my wash day routine, plus an apple cider vinegar rinse. Then I would go in and wash, and this is all just me like learning and trying new things. I would wash my hair. I tried different ways. I used to detangle my hair first with conditioner. Then I would twist my hair up. Each section I would twist it up, and I would shampoo my hair and twist. And then I would undo the twist, and then I would deep condition. I would rinse it out. And then I would style my hair. Usually would go into a protective style. I would use a leave-in conditioner, and I would use like whipped shea butter. So I just a lot of things, and then also with me formulating my own products. I had my own products before I ever got on social media. My first viral video was of our leave-in butter. That's why I became so popular. It got 4.5 million views, and then I became somebody that became known for sharing DIY hair recipes, plus teaching you how I grew my long hair, especially because I have type 4 hair. I cannot wait to wash my hair next week. I'm so over this silk press. So I was 7 years ago. I was 15, 16 years old. Hair was short, damaged, thought because I was fully black. I grew up in a PWI, like predominantly white schools and all that. I thought my hair could not grow. I thought that it's because I was black and I just don't have good hair, right? I had perms, relaxers, all that since I was 9, from like 9 to 15. But then I started learning about natural hair care, started committing to my hair, and I started being patient, and my hair grew. And then here I am on the opposite end. So instead of me watching somebody like me, I am that person. So that just shows the way that God be moving things, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, okay. So you guys have about 3.5 minutes left for the sale. All right, leave-in butter is 40% off. 40% off. So if you want to grab it, this is the last sale of the evening. This is the last flash sale. So if you want to grab it, go ahead and grab it. And yeah, this is the last sale that we will have. But again, your hair will grow this year if you are committed, if you follow what we say. It's not gimmicks, it's not tricks, it's not oh, she's just gonna tell me something so I can buy her products. I have you know how many people I have? I've had my products since I became an influencer. Like, I started my business 6 months after I got on social media, and the amount of followers I have now is like 6 times the amount, right? Because people asked me to start selling this product because it went viral on social media. And it's like, we sold like thousands of units, right? But I became known, like, I feel like I built up my credibility at this point. Like, I have years worth of archives worth of content. Especially if my YouTube channel is a great like source to go. You will see countless videos about hair care, all this stuff. I have done the work. I have put in the effort. So I hope you guys know by now that this isn't like some scam. I've had so many people who have followed me for years, never bought a single product, but I get DMs all the time of people saying, oh, my hair is growing so much. I've been following your tips. I tried this thing that you said in your video and it actually worked and my hair stayed hydrated, or I actually saw longer hair this year because of your videos. So everything that I'm telling you is based on me just trying to help you, right? If you want to buy the products, awesome. Yeah, help me pay my bills, please. But you growing your hair is more important to me because my business is my calling. So I know regardless of whether you want to purchase or not, regardless of like whatever reason, like whether you don't have to buy anything, right? That's your choice. But I know that God has his hand over my business, so I'm not concerned with people just coming in here and getting the information for how to grow their hair, but not actually buying anything. Like that doesn't bother me. As long as you know how to grow your hair, because I feel like having long hair as a black woman is a different type of experience than having it as anybody else. Because for us, it's not just hair. It's literally, to me, it's like define society and stereotypes and what culture told you about your hair. So that's why now, because I've done the work, I can confidently say black women can grow hair. The reason, if your hair is short right now and you're black, it's just because you don't know how to grow your hair. It has nothing to do with your texture or anything like that. Unless you have a medical condition, which most of us don't. You just don't know how to grow your hair. And we can fix that. That's fixable. It's a good thing. If it was genetics or whatever, that would suck because you can't change genetics, so you'd be stuck with short hair your whole life. But I know it's just a lack of education. I had to learn it because we weren't raised to know how to grow our hair. I was raised with perms and relaxers. So I learned to grow my hair when I was 18 versus people of other races didn't have to experience that. They were taught from a very young age how to take care of their hair. And that's just it. So you can grow your hair, once you learn it, all you have to do is do it. So I'm going to take that burden off for you. Everything that you need to know about your hair, I'm going to compile it into the series so that you'll be able to effectively have all the information you need to grow it. But it's up to you at that point to actually apply it. And I can't help you with that. So when I say your hair will grow, I'm saying that if you listen to the series and if you apply what I say. But if you listen to the series and only apply half of the things, or listen to the series and you apply it for a few months, but then you get fed up and feel like your hair's not growing, so you go back to doing hair growth trends and doing all this crazy stuff to your hair, I can't help you with that. But it will take years. Sorry. There's no shortcut. But if you listen to me this year, even let's just say 90 days, commit to locking into the series. It's going to be saved on our YouTube channel so you can watch it on your own time, speed me up, whatever. But if you commit to just your hair and learning and educating yourself and applying what I say, just commit to it for 90 days. That's it. Just give me a chance. That's all I'm saying. Just give me a chance. Okay? All right, you guys. So, let's see. Do we not have a product pinned? Did I not pin that product? That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. Alrighty, you guys. Well, that is it for this live. We're going to go ahead and do episode 1 tomorrow. So if you want to get into episode 1 of Hair Growth 101, check us out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and pray us out. Lord, first of all, thank you for allowing us to make it to a new year. Not everybody made it. Everybody has personal experience with people not making it, including me. So I thank you for even allowing us to get to a new year. I pray that this year is full of growth. We don't stay the same spiritually. I pray that you allow us to be obedient this year, whatever you're calling us to do in our purpose and your plan for our lives. I pray that you keep us this year at any storms that we go through and allow us to be resilient and endure, knowing that it's only going to make us stronger. And I just pray that we end 2026 in a better place than we ended 2025. And I pray that you keep us all until we see each other again tomorrow. Amen. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. We'll have more sales and discounts and etc. tomorrow if you're on YouTube. Thank you for joining us for our first live stream. Again, all of these will be saved. So if you want to go and look at it on your own time, that's awesome. But I'm going to go ahead and head out. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay? All right, you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Let me go ahead and close. I'm like all over the place. How do I close this? That's the crazy part. Here we go. I have like 16 billion windows and tabs open. But, yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lock in for 7 p.m. I will schedule the live on YouTube. So, yeah. Have a good evening, you guys.